Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is DopeBokki, and I am very happy to have you here today. I wanted to take this first video to kind of introduce myself and let you get to know me a bit more. It's currently 10:30, and which is why my game is at night. I originally filmed this in the daytime, and this is my first time using OBS and making videos, so I didn't think to check the audio, and you could not hear me over the game. I did a few tests and it seems fine, especially with the night music. So we'll see. And hopefully this video is fun for you. Forgive me if things are still a little rough. I am getting back into making videos, and it is my first time making videos with games. This video I'm going to give you a tour of my Animal Crossing island just because I feel like that'll show a bit of what kind of person I am and what kind of things I like and things like that, as well as show you guys a little bit more of the games on my Switch, just because I will mainly be playing games from my Switch. I do not have a PC. I have a laptop, and so I can't play many PC games on there. But yeah, so let us get into this. Let me show you my island. This island I've had since the game came out. So I've had my Switch since the Switch came out. This is my first and only one I've ever had. So it's kind of older and kind of, it's got its issues, and this island never reset it, and I don't do a lot of terraforming, so most of it is the original layout. This is the outfit I had on earlier today, so I'm just gonna keep it. So we're starting at the airport here, and you arrive and you would come walk this way, and I consider this like our main street. I'm a very casual player. I know Animal Crossing is like a cozy casual game, but I don't have like a crazy like specific theme. This is just very much like I don't go too crazy decorating. Everything has a bit of a functional purpose. Although I will say I do like a lot of empty space. So there are a lot of just like, you can see right now on both sides of my character, there's empty space because I just like open spaces. But this north-south road is our like main street. And then if you make a left, there's entrance to the beach with nothing here. Someone used to live here and I moved them recently, so I haven't put anything new yet. And you walk along this path. It's just like a nice walk along the beach. What's this? Oh, right. It was my birthday yesterday, so my in-game mom sent me a cake. My real-life mom also got me a cake, but I was like, what am I holding? But you come up that path and it takes you to the store, the next cranny. We have the ATM, some vending machines. There's a truck behind the vending machines making a delivery, and then a car in the parking lot. All over the island, I have these retro bus stops, but there's Mario Pips behind them, so you can take the bus around the island. The only thing is there's no way to know where we're going to end up, so that's the downside of it. And then if you cross like this east to west street, that's Rossetti. I haven't talked to him with the 3.0 update, that way he never leaves, and my island just always feels a bit more lively having another person walking around. But this east to west road will lead you to the Able Sisters. So I like to think of it as like the fashion street, or like the shopping street, because it's with both stores. And then if you go back down along that main road from the beginning, you can enter here, which has an exit or entrance on both sides for the park. And this stone path leads up to just this tree that I fenced in. So this tree is the only tree on my island that I have never moved. In the 6 years since this game has come out, this tree has not left this spot. And yeah, it's just like, it's like a monument to being the first and only thing on the island that's never moved. Like the store has moved places, the Able Sisters have moved. Obviously the plaza has it because you can't move it, but that's what this tree is. And I'm only sure that I've never moved it because I used to use this tree as like a marker whenever moving buildings around. Things just have switched around so much, but this tree has been the point I used to measure distance around it. So I eventually just fenced it in, and our original flower was a windflower, so I put one of those in there. That's not originally there, I did put it there. And then that's our first Jacob's Ladder, or Lily of the Valley, or whatever the flower is called. So with our first one, and you only get those with a 5-star island, I thought it was nice to commemorate that by putting it there as well. And then our our native fruit to the island is peaches. So this whole section of my island is peaches. And so if you leave the park and go straight to the right, that brings you to Stitch's house. And then in front of his house is Kid's house. I haven't decorated like the outsides for them very much because like in my mind this is downtown, so it's not like you would have a lot of yard space. They both have some flowers. I think Kid had a statue, but that's all I really did for their yards. And then obviously here's our plaza. Everyone has like the same plaza. Here there's a plaza because I didn't like how I couldn't decorate the main one. And so during like lockdown when we couldn't go anywhere, I would host events for me and my friends during different holidays and people's birthdays and stuff. And we would decorate this plaza with whatever event was happening. So I'd have booths selling things, or they would just give me bells for whatever product. Eventually with the donation box, I just had them like buy things through there. So that's why there's one of those in the plaza. But yeah, so this is a big empty space so that we could decorate it for different things. If you go south from that plaza though, you'll get to like our touristy beach. So this is like where in my mind a lot of people visit. Like we have a tourist right here. But yeah, so there's like towels and like the lifeguard booth, a bathroom, outdoor sink, a changing room, sandcastle. No, you're not. Kid and Stitches are the two that are not allowed to leave my island ever. They're never allowed to leave. I have their photos in my house. That's why they're both in downtown where I also live. But yeah, this is our volleyball court, our beach volleyball. Oh, also, if you notice, they mentioned a Paragon. That's the name of my island. A Paragon is the name of my dance team that I started in 2019 with some friends. And so that is where the name of Paragon comes from. It was/is a K-pop dance team. Have/had. I say have because me and the people that are on the team are constantly trying to do something together. We really would love to come back and dance and perform again. But things keep happening and getting in the way, and so we haven't been very active since maybe 2021. Maybe 2022 is when we were like really last active, because we still had classes at that time, I believe. Do you like K-pop? If you do, who is your bias? Those things, comment those below. Let's see if we match. In K-pop, my ultimate group is Girls' Generation, and my ult bias is Jessica Jung. If you're gonna bully me for that, you can go. But anyway, so from this plaza, above the beach, if you get to the right, that's gonna be my house. I designed it to look like an apartment building rather than one house in downtown. So we'll look at that later. And then if you go north from there, there's my mailbox to look like a public mailbox. And our museum has a fountain, a small fish and some bug, fossils, and this dinosaur cutout on display, just so you're like, oh look, I'm at the museum. More vending machines. I imagine that these seats are like the outdoor seating for the Rooster's coffee shop. And then if you go left from here, that leads you back to this, still like the fashion or the shopping street, because it leads you back to the Able Sisters. But if you go north from here, this leads you to the graveyard, which I think a lot of Animal Crossing players have or have had at some point. But this is for all the villagers who moved away before they passed away. Or, no, hold on. This is for all the villagers who have moved away, but to me it's like they passed away. That's like they're not here anymore. But once the DLC Happy Paradise, whatever, Paradise Planning, Happy Home Paradise. Once the DLC came out and you can give your villagers vacation homes, I stopped giving them graves because then in my mind they were just moving away this time. And this house here belongs to Roscoe. He's like the grave keeper. And so he like tends to the graveyard. But yeah, so we're coming back down and now we're like near my house and the museum again. So if you go to the right and you cross this bridge, not as like fancy as downtown, there's way more open spaces than downtown. Here we have another bus stop with a trash can. And again, a Mario pipe behind it so you can use the bus to get around. Over here we have Marina. She used to have more stuff in her yard, but I recently moved her, so I haven't decided what to give her in her new yard. But she does have a lounge chair. And then here we have Gaston, who I originally did not like when he first moved to an island. He's ugly. I don't want him on my island. And so I put him on the beach, which is where his house was before. But then one time, I forget why, but I had to like go into his house for something which I hadn't done because I thought he was so ugly. I just avoided his house at all costs. And it was so sad. Like the outside is like thatched roof, branches for support beams, and like wooden wall. And the inside had walls that looked like they had like been burned or something, and the floor was dirt or like straw or something, and his furniture was all sad. And so once I had the DLC, I definitely gave him a home makeover. Well, so I saw how sad his house was, and I was like, oh my gosh, Gaston is like running from something. He's chose this island to settle down, and he has nothing to his name, and he just wanted a good life. And that like hit me in the heart, and I was like, okay, I love Gaston now, and he's gonna have an amazing life, and I'm gonna help him have that amazing life. And then in my head, because he used to live on the beach, he would fish a lot. Now he has a fish market stall where you could like buy fish from him that he's fished up himself. That's what I imagine his yard is. And then I put him here so he has his own access to the beach still without having to live on the beach. And if you come down here, I want to put something here to block this off. I don't know what yet though, because I want the focus to be his stall. But you have this like grassy plaza, and this is meant to be like a landing point or like a welcome point for the hotel, because my dock is right here. So I imagine like the hotel guests arrive by boat with cabin, check into the hotel, get situated, and then they are welcomed to the island with these confetti blowers and this plaza where they can get like touristy things. There's like a little vegetable stand, and there's like an ice cream stand, and I have a storage closet behind the ice cream stand so I can put ice cream and popsicles and stuff in there. And so when people come to like buy ice cream, I can actually give them ice cream. And then here's like a flower stand. And then here we have a nice pergola walkway. If you go all the way down, it leads you to, again, that beach where the surfboards are. So there's kind of like two entrances to the beach, both the plaza and the pergolas. And over here, we have the smoothie stand. And then there's a sink back here so I can actually like make smoothies for people visiting my island. And then like some beachside seating for them. And then on this side of the walkway, we have an outdoor movie night area. So you could sit and like watch movies. This area has popcorn and soda. There's a little tent. There's a picnic basket here. This is the news. Can we change the channel at all? That's fine. We'll leave the news on. But yeah, so that's this neighborhood. And then if you come back to the entrance of the neighborhood and go north instead, it's really a pretty walkway. It's just trees, bushes, and flowers. In my head, it's not just like a little walkway. It's like a 2 or 3 hour drive. You know what I mean? Like this walkway is representative of a longer amount of time. Same with like crossing this bridge. This is like, in my head, it's like an hour to get from downtown to the rural area. So this is how I think of it. Go up this pathway and it leads you to the farm. So here we have crops, and then I have like a little workbench area out here. We have a little beekeeping area, and then we also have more like as if the crops and fruits are being shipped out. And then the farm is run by Tammy. She's like a little yellow bear. This is her tractor. This is her outdoor kitchen area. She has a kitchen inside, but I just feel like she'd also cook outside because she's like, in my head, she's a farmer who likes the outdoors, and she has a little garden there. The fruit for this area is oranges, and the fruit for the area to the south with the beach stuff is pears. So yeah, that's the farm. Then you go up here, and now we're like in the woods, kind of. And like, here's Mint's house, and here's Mint, but she lives in the woods. She used to live by Marina, but I moved her for Gaston. So she lives up here. I imagine because she's a squirrel, she enjoys living in the woods. And then past her, you get to like the Japanese area. I felt like there was just so much really nice Japanese furniture. I didn't want to like not have a Japanese area. But here you can get things like fans. This is supposed to be like a ramen shop. This is also like a street food restaurant, or like street food stalls where like you could stay here and sit down and eat, or you could just get your food and leave. And I put this kitchen here so I could actually cook food for people that visit my island. I put these tour gates and a stone stairs here, so it's kind of like a Japanese temple. And so up here we have like this setup and Blanche's house. And so she already has kind of like a Japanese inspired crane design, and so I thought it'd be really fitting to have her be like the person who takes care of the temple. We do have a pagoda here and like a bridge back there, but those are mostly so that like from the front when you're down on the street, there's just stuff like in the background, you know? Here we have like the bamboo noodle slide. I forget what it's called in Japanese, but I have it set up here so that like guests can sit on the stools and like have noodles served to them. Because the whole thing is that you're supposed to catch noodles before they get to the end of the pipes, bamboo. Here I just have a go set because I had nothing else to put here. I didn't know what to decorate this area with. Cute little waterfall pond area. And again, like a nice like view of the pagoda. Here's another bus stop, and here there's Zucker back there. This is his house, and he has a takoyaki stand out in front of it. Yeah, and then this area has cherry trees, because imagine like the cherry blossoms are Japanese, so the neighborhood probably has cherry trees. Yeah, and then there's this gate where if you go through, I feel like there's a new interaction with him, and I can't remember what it is. Talk to him, and if we found his stuff as we're walking around, we'll grab his stuff. Yeah, so this bridge leads into just like the wood, like a magic forest. So it's just super naturey. But this is like all the glowing moss furniture and all the mushroom furniture you get in the fall. There's like this cauldron, and I showed this during the day, but it was not as nice. I'm kind of happy to re-record it because everything's glowing now, and like you can see the eyes and stuff glow on these statues. And the pool glows. But yeah, this is like our magical forest. And then if you move through this way, you get to our campsite. So if you notice, it's like really nice over here and then really like unkempt over there. And that's just because like the woods is like, it's like, there used to be a do not enter sign around here, but then it got too crowded to actually enter, which is what it's for, but whatever. Oops. Oh no, it's too far. Don't comment about that. But this is the campsite. Fine. There we go. From here, there's like a walkway here, and you can see a mountain in the background. This whole thing in the back, I terraformed just to have something to look at like while you're camping. And then it's a nice walkway because this is like a maintained campsite area. And following this road leads you down to our like fancy rich neighborhood. So this is the only person that lives here is Whitney, and she used to live here with Fang, but when he moved out I gave him a vacation home, so they also have a vacation home together. But that's why her yard has 2 mugs, because it's hers and Fang's. This area has apple trees, and I believe that is now all 5 of the fruits. Instead of a bus stop, they have this telephone booth, and the pipe is back there. And up here, it's just like a really pretty, like, all the heart flowers in the different colors are here, and we have this nice little wedding area. And I really like this area, it's so cute. But this is what I mean by like, there's no one theme, and it's not like I've like min-maxed my space to decorate the island. Instead, it's like, oh, this is pretty, I like this, let me put this here. And then if you come down here, you're back at our Nook's Cranny. Yeah, so that's my island. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, keep that to yourself. But yeah, so I'm starting to get into making videos, and the reason why is I've recently became unemployed, and so I'm job hunting right now, and I don't want to just do nothing when I'm not job hunting. So I figured, let me try to, you know, do something with my time, and I've always liked watching people play games. Like I like watching gaming YouTube channels, and I like watching some streamers, and so I figured like, well, let me try to get into it. I used to make videos. I've made vlogs, and like I said, I've been on a dance team, or I have a dance team, recorded and edited our dance videos. I used to also stream on a website, and it was a Korean website called Africa, but they used to have like a US version of the website. Now it's all just one. But back in the day, I used to do mukbang on there, so I'd eat on camera. And they just be like mukbang and talking. So like my viewers my chat would like ask me for advice or tell me how the day's going. We'd end up just talking about things. And it was always really nice. I always really enjoyed it. I just stopped doing it because I got busy. I think I started working like way more. Like, I don't remember actually why I stopped streaming, but I did. So yeah, I really enjoyed streaming before. I might stream again if I get enough people watching and people want me to stream. I might do that eventually. But for now, I want to focus on just like learning how to make videos and playing games with y'all. Another big reason I'm getting into playing games is because I'm watching all the creators that I watch make Pokopia videos, and I'm starting to get FOMO. I told myself I didn't want to switch to, and I told myself I was fine without it. I didn't show you guys this part. This is just sand and flowers. There's nothing here. I guess there's this stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I was getting FOMO from watching everyone play Pokopia, and so I was like, let me start making videos and make myself busy so I'm not just like burning myself out on job hunting and being jealous of other people playing games. And so I figured like it was finally time to start trying to make content again. Oh my god, I didn't show you guys my own house. I'm realizing that now. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get it back, so let's just take the bus and see if we can get home. Oh, this is pretty good. Because we can just cross the bridge and we're home. See how convenient that is? And that's why I decided to start making videos and try getting back into content creation. Here's my house. Let's do this. How do I, is it minus? Yeah. Let's first person the house because I can turn all the way around here. So you walk in and it's like, this is it's like in my mind, this is a one studio apartment amongst like an apartment building downtown, right? So here it's like my kitchen and dining area. My whole furniture set is an ironwood set, so it's all black appliances, some stir fry, red coffee machine. I have red and green accents, but I didn't want it to be like Christmas, so the green is all the plants, and then all the furniture that can have red accents has it. It's like when I saw this shelf, it was perfect. I don't want to be in first person anymore. But yeah, and then there's my bedroom here. So I have like the ironwood bed and dresser and book cart with a red CD player on it. Or CD player, record player, sorry. More plants, had that green pop of color. The vintage dresser, as I think this is called, or vintage drawers. And like I said, Kitten Stitches are my two favorite villagers, so I have their photos up. And then just this more shelving and stuff to like add more iron details and furniture to the space. My workbench. It's funny. I was like, all these red accents and the green accents, but my favorite color is blue. I guess I like green also. I like navy green, mint green, and like, did I say navy green? I like a dark army green and a navy blue, and then mint green and sky blue. Like those four are like number one. I covered this door because back there it's supposed to be like, I guess I could show you. I don't feel like moving this, but it's supposed to look like a subway in there so that when you take the green pipes, it looks like you're on a subway train. But I don't have the wallpaper yet, so I just blocked it off so people don't go back there. Through this way, there's a garage. I know it's an apartment, but I didn't know what else to make this room, so it's just a garage. So we got some gym equipment in there, my car, and then a safe, another workbench. This area should have the lights off. Yeah, I personally like having the lights off and having just the lights in the room provide light. If you notice, they're all either modern or just like bare light bulbs. In the game, I like the modern lights. In real life, I prefer just like the industrial bare light bulb look. This is the bathroom. So my shower, my tub. Is this as far to the side as it could be? I guess so. And then the toilet, and then always close the window. That's that room. And now we just have the upstairs and the downstairs left, and I love both of these rooms. So we'll go upstairs first. Sorry, I keep leaning back. I'm so used to just like, I don't have another monitor. I have a whole TV here that I'm playing on. And so like, to see everything, I'm like this. And just leaning back makes it so much easier to see everything, but it looks so bad on camera. So sorry if I keep leaning back. But the second floor is a rooftop club. And I believe that's like an amenity of the apartment building. And you can see over the whole city from here, from the top floor. You can sit down and get yourself a drink. Or you could like watch the DJ. It's even these like fire spout things. He's just gonna like, look at me. Spinning. But yeah, so I would love that there's like a dance, like a club, like a dance floor and everything. Really love this room. And again, a lot of open space. So when my friends come, they all just go up there and dance. I believe up there we had KK House playing. In my main room, we have KK Bash something. KK Bashment. But my favorite song is playing downstairs. And that is going to be Drive-In. That's my favorite KK Slider song. Comment down below what your favorite KK Slider song is. But yeah, this is my recording studio. And this is my dance studio. So in addition to just liking K-pop, I also used to audition for like 12 years. I would go to K-pop auditions, and yeah, I wanted to be an idol. That sounds so weird to say today, but yeah, I used to, I dance. I like singing. I don't think I'm very good at it, but I do enjoy it. So this is like the recording booth. This is like a recording area. I just like these album covers the best. Like Aria is not one of my favorites. 2 days ago I really like. Bashment, I like the art and the song. And this one I had to put up because it's KKD&B and my name is DopeBokki. Like I have to have that one out, you know? I'm gonna show you more of the Switch, but I am gonna talk a bit more about myself a little bit just while we have this visual here. But yeah, used to dance and stuff, used to audition, and now I'm trying to get into making content. Mostly gaming content. If I do a vlog, that would be on my other channel, DopeBokki, but the I is a 2. And that's where I would post any vlogs. And if I do ever post any dance content, that would probably be on my Instagram, which is also just DopeBokki, but with an I. So like the proper way to spell it. And the name DopeBokki actually comes from the Korean food tteokbokki, the spicy rice cakes. But the reason I chose it was literally I was changing my name on a game. And I didn't know what to change it to, but I didn't like my old name anymore. And I was eating tteokbokki. And I was like, and I said tteokbokki to my friend on Discord. And they didn't know what that was. And they said, dope what? And I'm like, oh, DopeBokki is a good name. So I made that my name and I've used it ever since. I use it as my stage name when I'm dancing. I used to use it as my old streamer name. And I've thought about changing it several times because I'm not Korean and it feels weird using a Korean food as my name, but so many of my friends like, no, like we're so used to calling you DopeBokki now, and we're so used to like, because like when we perform, we introduce ourselves with our like stage names, and that's mine. So like, no, we're so used to DopeBokki, and like, you know, you dance K-pop, and it just is like, we're used to it, and it's. I'm not calling myself iconic. I don't. That's weird. But a lot of my friends are like, oh, the name's so iconic, just keep it, blah blah blah, and so. Even when I've tried to replace it, I don't know what to replace it with. And then my real name is Jonathan, which is so boring. So it's like, I don't want to just be Jonathan. If I ever come up with a new name, you know, that I'll come up with a new name. But otherwise, like, DopeBokki is here to stay. But yeah, so that's DopeBokki. That's my K-pop bias. That's my old dance team. And now I'm going to show you the other games on my Switch and talk more about my video game favorites and stuff like that. So you're about to find out how much I like Pokemon, which is why I'm getting so much FOMO from Pokopia. I'm a really big Pokemon fan. I just turned 30. Pokemon just turned 30. Like, I love Pokemon. So watching people play Pokopia, I'm starting to get a lot of FOMO from that. I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to talk about a few. But yeah, there's Animal Crossing I just showed you guys. So there's Pokemon Snap, and I have the Nintendo 64 here because I was going to play the old Pokemon Snap and make videos of that, because that's just another cozy Pokemon game. Pokemon Home, Legends Arceus, Legends ZA, Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Quest. I have not played. Like, some of these games aren't on the Switch right now, just because I haven't played them in forever. But like Pokemon Quest is on here. Pokemon Shield I don't have put in there. Pokemon Pearl, Shining Pearl, Unite, Pokemon Violet. I think ZA is in the Switch right now. I was shiny hunting there recently. Pokemon Violet, Let's Go Eevee, Pokken Tournament. I'm a big shiny hunter. I love to find me some shinies. I don't think I am as intense. I don't want to say intense. I don't mean it in a bad way. But I'm a very casual gamer, which is why I haven't made videos until now. Because I'm like, oh, like, who cares about seeing me casually game? But I think some people would like to... I think I'd have fun, and I think there's some people who would have fun watching me and gaming and chatting with me. So, yeah, but I'm more of a casual gamer, but I do like to shiny hunt. I know some people will spend, like, hours on hours. I'm like in Pokemon ZA, you do it with, like, the donuts, right? Some people will, like, reset until they get what they want. I'll make a donut and go find whatever it's for, and if I don't find it, no problem. Like, I recently tried to use a dragon donut, and 10 seconds before it ran out, I found shiny Goomy, but because it was 10 seconds, I couldn't catch it, and I was very upset, but it's fine. I'll just do it again another time. My favorite shiny Pokemon? So my favorite Pokemon, period. Let me grab them really quick. My favorite Pokemon is Cyndaquil, because my favorite starter on my favorite shiny is going to be... it's hard to pick it number one, but off the top of my head, shiny Drifblim. It's like teal and yellow, and it just looks really cute. The goal is to get a Switch 2 and Pokopia and eventually stream that. One of the games I really, really enjoyed was Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2. And because of my current like FOMO for Pokopia, Pokopia was made by the same people who made Dragon Quest Builders 2, and there's a few similar mechanics. Not two, but both of them. And so my first like series on the channel is going to be a Let's Play of Dragon Quest Builders 1, followed by Dragon Quest Builders 2, and then followed by Pokopia if and whenever I get that. I might also throw in some other Let's Play series and not just do one game at a time, but also my ability to remember what I'm doing is not that great. So I might like play it and not play another game just to make sure I don't forget where we were, you know? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like my island. I hope you like me. I hope that we can make some fun, have some good memories together, have some good moments. I hope that you stick around. I hope you like whatever I'm putting out. But that is it, I believe, for this video. So, yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram. And that's where all my updates will probably be, on Instagram, on my stories. I have not made a Discord yet because I have no one to invite to it. So eventually, if we start to build a community, I would love to build a community with you guys on Discord. But yeah, welcome to DopeBokki, welcome to my channel, and I really hope we are going to have a good time together. But that's it for today, so I'm going to say bye. See you next time.